welcome. Welcome. Get to know the town, get to know the people, and enjoy your stay. Just remember, we have a saying here, you're on Moab time, and that means take your time, enjoy yourself, have fun. It's a wonderful place, and it's full of wonderful people. I love the area, absolutely love the area. I love the people, I love the environment. It's just a nice place to live, a wonderful community. Obviously, we're between two national parks and one glorious state park, as well as the Colorado River, the La Salle Mountains. The geography of the area is unique to the world, I think. There's so much to do here and so much to see. I mean, 2 days doesn't do it justice. You have to stay longer than that. I mean, it's to get to know the community and to get to know the area. I mean, I've been here 30 years, and there's places I haven't been yet, and it's just absolutely unique and marvelous. Just a marvelous place.
What I fell in love with the most about Moab was obviously its geographic beauty. It is one of the most dramatic, stunning places on earth. But the thing about this part of the country is it really grounds you. It really gets you down to your roots. It's very diverse, and it offers a great deal of input to your soul, intellect, and it really is very fulfilling. What I also love about Moab is the fact that it has the true grit Western sense of lifestyle.
thinks land in the desert is water. And this is one of those unique pieces of land that's in the desert that they usually call it an oasis. So consequently, it was a favorite place of the ancient Anasazi Indians. And when the first pioneers came, which was just a little over 100 years ago, this became one of the first places that was settled because it had this adjacent water. This Four Corners, especially the Moab area, was about the last place in the continental United States that was settled. All of those places that people think were the last outpost long before Moab. The reason is these rugged canyons and the desolateness of it made it not a very desirable place for a farmer. The second thing is the Indians maintained a stronghold here, and the last real Indian battle was fought just 15 miles up the road here.
Moab was a town of about 900, 1,000 people. There was no paved streets. At 9 o'clock, the lights went out. There was few indoor toilets. The people were very, very poor. They lived off of the ranches and the fruits they grew here. When you become a prospector, you're living on dreams. You're living from one dig to the other. It's part of life. It was a life of poverty. I think my children were happy. My wife was happy. We were out doing what we wanted to do. We ate buckskin and beans for months. Two of my kids didn't have shoes, but they didn't need shoes in the summertime. The plumbing was outside. There was no water, no electricity. Had to carry the water from the station there, the railroad station in Cisco, and had a kerosene lantern for the lights, and the toilet was outside.
July 6, 1952, Charlie Steen made it big. Just outside of Moab, Utah, he made one of the first and biggest uranium discoveries in America. He called it Mi Vida, my life. Hard Luck Charlie became the uranium king.
Then the explosion occurred, and Moab became a town of 7,000 to 8,000 people. You had to stand in line to get into the restaurants. It took you 3 days to get a telephone call out of Moab. People came all over the United States, all over the world in the Moab. Had as many as 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 people here in less than 6, 7 months. I knew I had dreams and had a great deal of pride, and I was and I am a hard worker. Life is a crap game. You play it as hard as you can. You win or lose. But eventually, you lose. It's a question of how many times you can win before you lose.
It became a real mecca as a backdrop for Western movies in the late 40s through the 50s and the 60s and up until today. But this has been a favorite, and you'll see movies like Cheyenne Autumn, Wagon Master, Rio Grande. They were all shot here. Walt Disney's been here before, and so it's pretty interesting that you have all of that kind of background. You've got the cowboys and you got the movies.
I can always see myself here because of the small town feel. And well, a perfect example is I was in Salt Lake for the winter skiing, and I came down to get the restaurant ready to open. Walked into Dave's Corner Market, and the owner, Dave, who is also the mayor, said, "Hey, Carl, welcome home. Good to see you." And in 10 years in Salt Lake, I never got that. And I got that my first year here, so that was the goods to me. So the heck with the city.
For a lot of folks, they wouldn't want to give up what you have when you live in a metropolitan area. You know, for myself and I think a lot of other people that live here, we value what we've given up because it turns out you're not distracted by, you know, the mass commercialism of, you know, a bigger community, and you can kind of focus more on what it is you like to do here, or your work or your play or whatever that may be. So some people would see that as a sacrifice. I personally love it. Living in Moab is definitely a lifestyle choice. It's not a place where I think anyone would move to make a lot of money, and you know, there are some trade-offs.
What I gave up a hard-working, good-paying job for a hard-working, low-paying business.
Why would you do that?
Just because of the beauty around the area, the open country out here for any activity.
It seems to have the best of the best, really. I mean, the mountain biking, you can have desert style, or in the middle of summer you can go in the mountains in single track, and you get the scenery is always mind-blowing and best eye candy there is. And the climbing, I mean, people come from all over the world to climb Supercrack, and that's right here in our backyard. And rafting, of course, down the Colorado River, and just the sightseeing in general. There's so many places that still aren't on the map that, you know, there's petroglyphs and ruins and stuff that aren't on any map that you just happen to find out walking around. And also the solitude. And you can go by yourself with a friend and not see anybody for weeks if you want to. And I think that's pretty unique in the country, actually, so.
Moab is a place where, like I tell customers on my shuttles, you could do anything and everything in Moab at one time or another during the year. You can whitewater raft, canoe, kayak, mountain bike, motorcycle, jeep, base jump, and even go surfing.
Sure, they're anywhere from bicycle tours to Hummer tours to river tours, and there's even a couple of hiking companies, believe it or not, that if you want to get out and just walk around and see some pretty spectacular areas, there are a couple of people that take people out for hikes. So you know, just look in the yellow pages, I think, or even better yet, stay tuned to what you're seeing here, and you'll see some very unique opportunities.